Complexities, Whistleblowers, and Oyster occurrences, oddities. I can't remember the word.
There's an Oyster Festival coming up.
Oh, Oyster Festival.
I think that's what it is.
Okay.
My name is Chris.
And I'm Bomber.
And you're about to listen to This Week in Sedgefield.
Absolutely.
What are you listening to? Get off your phone, young man. Come on. What's that?
It's a council meeting. It's going on while we're recording.
That's right.
Can you hear that?
Today.
Hang on.
Needed to go ahead. So it was an administrative...
It's quiet, but it sounds like a lot of talking.
Well, it is.
That's pretty much
There's
it.
a huge amount of talking going
There is, isn't there?
And the reason I'm still playing it is because it's part of the front page story of this recent edition of The Edge. It's about the Karatara shop.
Yes, the whole auction thing, and that it got auctioned, but then...
It's been auctioned, but the guy that's been in there is a real part of the community.
Yeah, for like many decades.
What was it,
like 30 years or something ridiculous?
So there's such a big debate going on in the council as we speak about that. And you can see both sides of the story.
That's it. Like hearing bits of it. I mean, I put on that I hadn't heard it, but we were listening to it now, and we just got to get started because they're really going on, and you can hear kind of the slow moving gears of the council for something like this.
But it's council under new speaker Mark Willemse.
It's been so weird hearing him speak so much. I mean, you can always hear his voice, but he stepped up now as a speaker with the old one, Skosana.
Well, he didn't step up; he was actually elected.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They had to have.
That changes it. I was going to go in and be like, I'll do it everywhere. I will do it.
Give me the salary.
Here we go.
Yes,
I'll
not
speak.
the salary, the salary. And he runs a tight meeting, doesn't he?
He does. He's very direct.
Impressive.
He's saying, this is what will happen. Let's go ahead. And let's see if it stays. But he even stopped himself. He was very self-disciplined. He disciplined himself. He said, "Well, sorry, I've got to be objective here.
Okay.
Excuse me. Continue." And he did. And they asked, going, so we don't have quite a resolution. It seems like it's going to land on something along the lines of, okay, no, we're not going to accept the amount that was bid for the auction.
Well, let's quickly give a bit of background.
Okay,
so,
go for it. That'll be
basically,
helpful.
it's a shop in Karatara that's been, it's on municipal land. The shop is buildings obviously owned by the municipality, and it's been with the same family, the Boerter family, for many, many years. So
36
much
years,
so,
huh? Yeah.
So much so.
Sure.
That it's become a part of the community. Now, this is what a lot of members of the community are saying. The 460-something people signed a petition.
The petition, that's
so they've been running it as a grocery store.
Post office?
Post office. They're doing the post office there as well, because the post office that was there closed down, many are around the country.
Around the world.
and post office is not just about the mail. It's obviously for pensioners to get their money and all that sort of thing. They also, people drop parcels off there for couriers, and couriers drop parcels off there for people.
It's a community spot.
And things like sort of unofficial things like. People are a bit short of money, sort of getting stuff on credit until the end of the month and that.
Are there any weddings that happen there?
I don't know about that.
Bar mitzvahs?
So anyway,
maybe
they suddenly discovered, and they say they had no prior warning, that the shop and land it was on was up for auction. They complained about this because they have put in offers for the property.
Since 2017. They've had an offer by the council's account.
And they hadn't been informed. They said, surely as tenants they must be informed. Anyway, then a Section 80 Governance and Finance Committee meeting.
Well, that sounds very official.
Sounds very posh.
Okay, I'm going to sit up straight now after hearing that.
Part of the council and other dignitaries, directors, and whatever.
Bodies of bodies.
So they decide on corporate governance and that sort of thing, I think, and finance. They make those decisions.
Yes, and the number
Corporate
80. They really do enjoy the number 80.
Yes.
They go wild. You just mentioned in their presence, they're like salivating. Yeah.
So they got together and discussed this. So the 5 properties that were recommended to be sold by the municipality to bring some money in.
Buffelsbaai and Reenendaal and this one and a whole bunch of them, they said. And that was at the end of 2023. 2023 that they said we're going to
do these. Yeah, the council made a decision. That's right. So somewhere along the line, 2 were removed from the list. And then the
for funny reasons.
Yes,
but we won't get into that. But interesting ones. Yeah.
More recently, the council resolved. No, sorry, the section 80 said. My goodness, this is confusing. They said they recommended that this one, Earth 150 in Karatara, be removed from the auction list.
Yes.
But that was a recommendation. I don't know if council approved it or not.
Yeah, that's what we're waiting to hear.
Because later, after that, the council, then basically what happened is the council went ahead and auctioned.
Yeah, let's do it anyway.
Property.
Having one auction might as well make it 2, 3.
One in Buffalo Bay and a small piece of land in Renadal.
Yeah, in Renadal, yeah.
And they were sold. And the hearing that the Section 80 had got hold of it and had said no, the the current owner of the store, proprietor, let's call him.
Ooh, yeah.
Went to the auction house and said, look, this is no longer on auction. And they said, well, we've been instructed to auction it. So he rushed around, but he only had a few days to get any money
very little
together.
notice.
So he did go and bid, but his bid was not the highest.
Oh.
So he stands to lose this store that his family has had for 40-something years.
Whoa. So we wait to hear.
So then, but the decision does lie with the municipality to have the final thing.
It is their land.
We accept the auction figure, or we don't.
Yeah.
And that's what's being debated as we speak. And
it
as we
really
just said, there's different sides to the story.
Yeah.
Some councillors are saying, listen, we decided to auction these properties. They belong to the municipality.
Yeah.
We need to auction them. Whereas others are saying, but the community are up in arms.
Yes. And one was saying, let's build a mini mall.
Yes, yeah. So we had Councillor Vanston giving a heartfelt plea because it's her ward.
Yeah, you could hear passionate and actually cares about it.
There's been an outcry from the community. Please hear the bigger cry of the community, she said, which quite good words for a politician.
Yeah.
Please decline the offer. The EFF asked the question, had rent been paid in the past for the store?
Which is honestly...
Was there any outstanding?
Yeah, see, I honestly thought that was a good question.
Yeah, no, it's a very good question.
Helpful. We haven't heard the answer just yet.
And then the other Kim councillor, Suzanne.
Yes, Campbell.
Yeah. She's always been the legal eagle.
Yes.
And she asked for more information and time and a full report, basically.
Yeah.
So let's delay this decision.
I think I feel like that's where it's headed.
Yeah. Beauty Charlie said
many things. Everyone did.
Well, I'm not really sure what she asked.
She made a lot of statements.
She did say along the way that Neisner had too many malls, and I agree with that.
Oh, yeah. And she actually said something kind of nice, which... in a very long kind of winded sort of way. But just saying, hey, we can't just focus in on our kind of central Neisner. We got to be thinking about, we got to shout out, we got to be thinking about Sedgefield.
Call for investment in the smaller communities.
Yeah, which is wise. I don't know if it should be with malls, but maybe she was just kind of saying, giving an example of that. But yes, investment.
Yeah, please let's not have another mall in Sedgefield.
But this is exactly why this is taking so long, which I thought it was going to be kind of on the agenda, bam, ruled in like 10 minutes.
Because there's a whole lot of Karatara people sitting in the gallery.
Yes.
Galleries.
In a gallery. Maybe galleries.
No, the galleys is where the slaves paddle the ship.
Oh, wow. Hopefully not those.
They're in the gallery. They're not allowed to say anything. And you may have heard a little bit of argy-bargy going on.
Oh, is that going on?
The speaker was saying, excuse me.
Sorry,
people
fellows.
In the gallery.
Sorry.
Nixon. Yeah. So the the municipal manager, now he doesn't, well, I suppose he does have to answer questions and what have you.
Yeah.
But he's not on the council as such. But he actually, on this point, he stood up and he said, it's unfortunate, but the current tenant should have, if he wanted to maintain the property, to maintain ownership or tenancy of the property, he should have bid Well, he did that.
He did,
but he should have been
but he
more
lost.
basic.
Yeah.
He says we cannot turn this around on the basis of a petition because
Sure.
the municipality owns the property and it was a council decision to sell it. So, oh my goodness, what a palaver.
It really is.
I'm so glad I don't have to make the decision.
Yeah.
I can understand the community and the owners. They're saying, come on, this is one real community thing in Karatara.
But you can also understand it from the council side. And
Yeah.
I feel like everyone is actually raising really good, fair points over there, saying, we resolved.
Yeah.
There was time.
Yeah.
This is our property.
Yeah.
Are we not allowed to sell it or to bid it?
it,
To
yeah.
give everyone an equal opportunity, which is, an auction.
Yeah.
But it was put on auction, but I didn't know a few days before.
Yeah.
It's still unclear to me if they were paying anything.
Yeah.
So, in a very struggling budget, needing to do something with these properties,
It's
complex.
It's a real hot potato.
Yeah.
But really, one thing we have to, and we didn't talk about this earlier,
Yeah.
but we should have. What it's also coming, we're seeing Mark Willemse as the speaker.
That's right, yeah.
Now, we mentioned, I think last week.
Yeah, last week, yeah.
That, would Mark Willemse be made the speaker, which he was.
Yeah.
And we were talking about, will that give the DA Kim majority?
Yeah.
Because now we've got 8 DA councillors, 2 Kim councillors, which is 10. We've got...
Thank you for the clarification. I was struggling.
And we've got,
Yeah.
I think, 5 ANC councillors and 3 other councillors.
Yeah,
as part
EFF
of
and
their,
PBI and all of them.
Or maybe. But basically, we've only got 18 councillors in the
because there are 2 vacant positions, two vacant ward councillors, and they're
so it
still
must
doing
be
the
19. Yes, there's 19
that's where it got,
councillors,
yeah.
but one of them is the speaker.
Yeah.
Now, what I've learned since then
Me too. Yeah.
is that we keep talking about Kim and
the
DA,
DA, like they're
the
a
Kim
coalition.
DA coalition.
Yeah. Which is
But
incorrect.
they're not anymore.
Yeah, that's incorrect.
I learned that this week.
Yeah.
Since they were ousted a couple of years back,
Yeah.
it meant that there was not an official coalition between the two parties.
Yes. So they sometimes vote together.
Sometimes vote together, but there's no formal coalition. Now, interestingly,
Yes.
the other thing I was told was that as the Kim party has the speaker position, this puts them in governance.
Yes, absolutely.
With the ANC coalition.
Yeah.
No, they clearly haven't joined the coalition. It hasn't been announced.
There's no official coalition.
There's no official coalition.
Official coalition. That's a good tongue twister. I like
With
to run with that.
yeah, as far as we know, it hasn't been announced.
And I know we've been speaking a lot of politics and kind of maybe just one more point, because I thought this was feverishly interesting after hearing that they're not in an official coalition, that the DA technically got the most votes. Now, it's not a majority, but they got the most votes. But it's all the others who have the highest positions.
Yes.
The smaller ones, the technically minority parties who are speaker, mayor, executive, deputy, all of these kind of things. And I just thought that was very, very
ANC
interesting.
mayor, but the deputy mayor is PBI, the speaker is Kim. This and
Absolutely wild.
Beauty Charlie is I think she's in charge of infrastructure on the mayoral committee. It's quite something. The chief whip position as well. I'm not sure who that is. The chief whip, I would have thought, would be someone who speaks up often, but clearly not, because we don't know who it is.
Yes, no, absolutely. Okay, well, it's interesting to see that there are more and more changes happening along there, and things do move.
Still
you can see why things
a well-run meeting.
Yeah. No, all good.
Maybe things are moving
about
forward.
that.
Let's hope so.
Yeah, and if something went wrong, then someone should just blow a whistle.
Oh,
which leads me on to...
Are you talking about being a whistleblower?
I am indeed. I think we need a few more of those.
We do,
just around and about in our small
Yeah.
areas. But hey, I think this was an idea that you guys started. Now we're back in Sedgefield, and I saw in The Edge that there was a kind of move against crime in a really practical way. A bunch of people up in Smutsville just sick of, in Mark Willems's words, gatvol. He likes to use that. I'm gatvol, guys. I love it when he says. It's very funny. But you kind of put this idea out. All it started in the UK, whatever, to have whistles.
Yeah, okay.
When there's crime.
It actually started I don't know where it started originally.
Uganda,
but the
whistle
first we
capital.
heard of it was in Zim. Basically,
they're the whistle
they had
capital.
a crime problem.
Yeah.
And probably still do. But what a lot of communities decided was because, let's put it this way. If you are, let's say you hear from your neighbor's house some banging on the door or some loud words or whatever, we all tend to sort of say, oh, well, we don't want to.
Yeah,
what if they're just having a fight?
Exactly, yeah.
What if the son has come home drunk or whatever? So we're not, unless we hear real loud screams.
Yeah.
But, so what the community up in Zim decided was for I want help signal, it's the blowing of the whistle.
Brilliant.
So
Brilliant.
If someone's collapsed on the floor, and
you
is
just
in
start
pain,
blowing whistles, someone's going to hear,
and they blow the whistle.
Yeah.
If someone finds that their husband has been knocked over the head with a stick and blows the whistle, if someone sees criminals are in their house. And if you hear that whistle, then you know you've got to go help.
That's it.
Or
you blow
call
your
the
whistle
police.
as well.
Then you
get
blow
in on
your
the
whistle
action.
as well to alert the other neighbors. But call the police, call the emergency services.
Call the Navy.
If you are able, go round and help.
Yeah.
If you're not, then
don't. Then
blow that whistle. Phone those people. So
it's so practical, so easy. Yeah. I like that.
We wanted to launch that. It was quite a few years ago, probably about 8-9 years ago, in Sedgefield. In the village itself, because we had a big crime problem for a very short while.
Yeah.
It was just when there was, it doesn't take much to have a crime wave.
Exactly, yeah. It's like two on the same street and that's it. That's front page stuff.
So what we did as the Edge is we went, we ordered online a whole bunch of whistles.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And we're going to distribute them through the tourism office as well, because they were a big part of Sedgefield at the time. But as with it, in the sort of 5 or 6 days, or maybe it was a week or so, it took for the whistles to arrive.
Oh, yeah.
Crime dropped.
We sorted it all out.
as happens. So basically, what we kind of said to people, hey, here's the whistle idea, and they all said, yeah, great, and
thanks.
then proceeded to wait for the next crime wave before
before actually having one
and bought
or
a
using.
whistle.
Okay.
Anyway, so we sat with these whistles in the office, but these guys in Smutsville, in the one of the Smutsville communities, his Vuyasile is his name. Vusi, we call him.
Okay.
And I think it's Mvenzi. Sia Mzenzi, I think his name is.
Sia Mzenzi?
Yeah.
We are.
He those two said, no, they're enough. They want to start this system because the crime theft
is
in
running
Smutsville
rampant.
has been,
Yeah.
and there's
Just
not
escalated
enough police presence. So
Yeah.
people are more brazen. So they wanted to start this. So that's where, we saw it online on their social media pages. And we said, well, we've got whistles. Come and get them.
Come and do that. That's a great idea.
So they did that,
I also know a guy who can 3D print, and I think that'll be great.
that would be good. We must do
you
that,
gave a little toot on one of those, but if you run out, I think that'll be great. What
Seriously
a
loud
good
whistle,
thing to have, hey?
So what a great idea. And I still encourage locals to do that, because it isn't just about crime. It can also be about
anything.
We need help.
Yeah.
My husband's collapsed. Blow the whistle.
Chipped a toenail.
And especially the nice thing is chipped a toenail. The nice thing is, we've run out of sugar. The nice thing is though that it encourages community spirit, basically.
Yeah.
So what we were saying
ticks a lot of
is
boxes,
don't just buy yourself a whistle. Buy 3.
Yes, for Valentine's Day.
3. Then you go to a neighbor your neighbors on each side, and you give them one each.
That's it. Yeah, have an abundance of whistles.
Here's a whistle. This is what we're gonna, and it encourages conversation. And if they like the idea, you say to them, "Well, go and get a couple of whistles and give one to your neighbor."
There you go.
So on and so forth.
And whistle along as you do. Not on the whistle, but you can whistle.
Yes. Yeah.
a few of those.
It needs to be a bit louder than that. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
but very impressive.
Yeah, thank you. I've been working on that.
I knew you had a
that was my debut.
talent there somewhere.
Yeah. Hey, but we've actually got quite a few events coming up.
Haven't we just? Hey, yeah.
But before we speak about events, I think we should just speak about just some of the updates with Emma Grace, Snyman, and all the accents. So I feel like I've fallen a little bit prey to this. I've heard a lot of different stories now from a lot of different people.
Yeah,
I'm actually not quite sure what's clear.
Yeah, the family are down there. She's still in hospital.
Yeah, in Cape Town.
In Cape Town at the Red Cross Hospital.
Yeah.
There's things going on. They are putting screws in the vertebra that's moving in her neck.
Yeah, it's going to restrict her neck moving a little bit. But
she's really under the knife. They're setting her jaw and whatever.
Wow.
But it does sound positive, even though they're doing all these things.
Yeah,
it's kind of like they're making progress. It's not. Doesn't sound like, oh wow, we're trying to keep her alive.
Yeah.
Just in case those people who aren't in the know, this is Emma Grace Snyman, who was involved in a terrible car accident last week, Monday, in that wet weather.
That's right. It was only last week.
At the intersection of the Montmere Road, that's the back end of Cloud9 Road, and the N2.
Yeah.
What else has happened from there, and people are encouraged to get involved, is a petition.
I like this idea.
Because they say that intersection is very...
it's sketchy.
It's very sketchy.
I mean, you know that when you drive past there, I would dread. I haven't turned right down that ways, but it goes on. We were saying this morning, from a public road onto a public road.
Yeah,
where we have a lot of private ones.
There's no signage there.
Yeah.
The speed limit, it's a bit ambiguous as to what it is.
Because it used to be 100, but now it's actually not.
And it's a straight section, so people want to overtake there, even though there's a place to overtake
just
sort of
shortly
a couple
thereafter.
100 meters up the road.
They
want to start a petition. Well, they've started it. It's online for people to search.
Yes, we'll drop the link in the description as well.
Please do that.
Yeah.
And just to get SANRAL to sort of try and make it a bit safer. I don't think they're putting blame anywhere.
No.
They just want to say to SANRAL, come on.
Yeah.
There has been accidents there before.
No, a lot of people wanting to help in some way, to have some kind of learning from it. And from this, I think we will probably see some wear a seatbelt drive.
Yes,
which, again, we don't know the full story of exactly what happened with that.
Yeah.
We don't know, so we'll end it with we don't know on that.
Yeah.
But wearing a seatbelt does help.
Just be safe and don't hurry along that section of road.
Yeah. No, it is.
Yeah,
and a lot of things there. Huh?
Yeah, it's we just want to wish them a good wish her a recovery. We know it's going to be. I spoke to the father. The article in the paper. Shame.
Yes. That's difficult.
That's
difficult.
Speaking to the father.
Yeah.
And he's saying we're in for the long haul. We're not. We're not looking at sort of a few weeks. We're looking at years of rehabilitation.
Sure. Yeah.
A phenomenal Backer Buddy campaign is
right.
ongoing.
And it's going strong.
One of them has already raised over 300,000. There's another one. Yeah, you can understand.
That gives
many people
goosebumps.
that care. Two lots of people started Backer Buddy campaigns, and one's well over 300,000. The other one, I think, is sitting on 75,000.
Sure, yeah.
The money's all going to be funneled towards helping her recover.
And to the family, and all of that. Okay, no, very good. Hey, but nearby there are already a lot of posters up, and I love the signage, and I love how official they are when they do it. But we've got the car show. Is it the Eden Car Show, right?
It's the Eden Car Show. Yeah, it's part of the Oyster Festival this year.
Oh, it is. Okay,
I think it was last year as well.
Brilliant, yeah. So this is on this,
but it's come to Sedgefield, and it was there last year, and here last year, and here this year.
I'm so glad it's here again, because that was awesome. I really enjoyed it.
Really special, and what a team organizing it. It's they're not messing about. This is good stuff.
I mean, you forwarded me the one email with all of those, a bunch of Ferraris, and there are going to be some South African made cars.
Oh, that was it. That was
so
the
cool.
article in this year.
Cool.
I didn't even know that there were production cars made. Now these
that weren't just little wire ones that you sort of drive around.
Class, half-hearted jobs. These are proper production cars.
Oh, amazing.
Made in South Africa. And high-end stuff.
Yeah, that's cool.
Really, really cool.
Do you think they'll let me have a drive?
No.
Oh.
No.
I'll ask anyway.
Let you,
No, they won't. Then they shouldn't.
did I don't know if we ever spoke last year. There was a thing where one started. One of these ones that started that start without keys in the ignition.
Yes.
I think.
Just with a button if you're close by.
and it hit.
Really?
Yeah, it hit some other cars.
No.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Did you not hear that?
What was that?
No.
Did you do an article on that? Did you put an article in the Age on that? Do you remember?
I can't remember if we did. I definitely heard about it.
Yeah,
Look, it
it's the
wasn't
first I heard.
mayhem or chaos, but
I mean,
it started.
I feel like
and
anything
moved.
that's bumping anything in there is mayhem and chaos.
No,
That's terrifying. I'm like, I'm scared walking around like hands in pockets.
No. I don't want to instill any fear.
No, I'm not.
It kind of was a short roll forward into another car.
Oh, okay. That's quite different.
You
from like the
imagine this car
explosions that you
whizzing
describe.
That did not happen. That did not happen.
So that's on the 6th of July, 70 Rand for a ticket.
Yep,
and under 16-year-olds go for free. That's very cool. Hey, I also really like that on the very back page, we've got a bunch of the Oyster Festival sporting events.
Yes, we've got the Neisner Oyster Fest gearing up for the Oyster Fest. So
there we go.
A bit about the bike rides. There's a lot of bike rides.
And paddleball and canoe polo.
Yeah, and of course the Neisner Marathon.
Yeah,
that's the oldest
big
event in the Oyster Festival.
That's so cool.
That event was going before the Oyster Festival started.
That's it. Yeah.
They started it around that race.
Yeah. And it's such a good idea.
Such a beautiful run right in the forest.
I hear.
It was last time I checked. It was the highest. What temporary license run in the country. So
that's very specific.
Temporary license is people who run with a temporary license are people who aren't
normally allowed to walk.
Regular runners.
Oh, okay.
Because if you're a regular road runner, normally I'm not.
You go beep beep and get chased by a coyote. Yeah.
No, people who are competitive road runners get a license number.
Okay.
So they join a
Your
club
license,
or something.
Are you licensed to run, sir?
Yes.
Yes.
So you get a license to and you wear it on your vest. It's like a number and all that.
And when you're serious, a tattoo. I'll stop interrupting.
If you aren't part of a club or a competitive runner, then when you enter a race, you have to buy a temporary license number.
Okay.
So this race has the most. In other words, this race has the most people who don't normally do so much running.
Yeah.
But they come to this race.
Oh, cool.
And that's a great thing because
that's awesome.
It's such a huge crowd of people running and
not just the
enjoying
same.
it that it encourages people to do more running and join a club and then become a licensed
There we go.
runner.
Yeah. And be a licensed road runner. That's what we're really after, isn't it?
So there's 21 Ks in the forest and 42 also in the forest.
Wow.
I'm going to boast here.
Go for it.
I've done the 42 Ks a few times.
A few times?
A few times. I think 4. It's a very, very, very hard race.
Is it?
And I was broken when I finished.
Yeah? I'm sure after any 42 kilometers. That's
wild. I barely
wild.
manage it to the beer tent. But I did.
But you did.
And I had a cold beer and then I felt all better. Yeah.
Of course. And then went and did the 21 after that.
They had to look over the counter and down at me because I was lying on the floor.
Yes. Like we haven't even given you a beer. So
But those
okay,
are
very
great
exciting
events.
Looking forward to all the things. The Oyster Festival feels
so much going on.
I feel like already last year there was even more hype around it, and just a really great successful job of the Oyster Festival. And it's great to see us as Sedgefielders getting more and more involved, applying more events, and just seeing more and more events. Things.
Yeah,
I mean, we've got theatre things.
The paddle thing they talk about is new.
Yes,
haven't we? That's new game. I can't get my head around it.
Me neither.
I think it's a cross between tennis and squash.
Yes.
I'm not sure.
No, and something like that.
Yeah.
With paddles. I thought it was just like the thing that you play on the
penguins.
beach.
Yes. No penguins.
Don't paddle the penguins. That's illegal in most countries. Yeah. Hey, but that's very cool to hear. Looking forward to all of those things coming up. Sure. And that does it for us for this week.
You're kidding.
Just
are we
like
done already?
We are.
My goodness.
Oh, there we go.
Not a mention of a penguin. Oh, no,
we did. Thank goodness. Phew.
Thank
Otherwise, it would have been a wasted week.
Alrighty.
Hey, Bomber, thanks for the chat.
It's been real.